God will give you strength for your struggles. Number one, remember to worship. Number two, recognize your weakness. God gives strength to those who acknowledge their weakness. God gives strength to those who acknowledge that they're weak. Verse 28, it speaks of God inherent strength. God inherent strength is the strength that God possesses. Verse 29 speaks of God's imparted strength. That's the strength that God gives. Verse 28 tells us that God can do anything. Verse 29 is better news than that. It tells us that God gives strength to those who acknowledge their weakness. Who does God give strength to? The text says he gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he gives strength. How many of us have heard or even said, God help those who help themselves? Y'all done heard that? How many of y'all done said it? And some of us say it like it's in the Bible. That's not scripture. That's not scripture. That came from the Poor Richard Almanac of 1733 that was written by Benjamin Franklin. That's not the Bible. See, the Bible actually teaches what's contrary to that statement. The Bible teaches that God helps those who cannot help themselves. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength. He increases strength. Make sure you get this. Make sure you get this. Any attitude of arrogance and self-sufficiency prevents one from receiving divine enablement. Arrogance and self-sufficiency, it blocks me from receiving God's strengthening. Let me see if I can help us. See, I can't get strength until I admit I'm weak. You could not be saved until you admit you was lost. You can't get forgiveness until you confess your sins. You can't get it right until you admit you messed it up. You'll never experience the goodness of God until you get to the point you can acknowledge that I can't make it by myself. I need the Lord. Lord, I do this without you. I stretch my hands to do no other help I know. I withdraw myself from where can I go? I need thee. I need thee. Every hour. I need thee. God gives strength to those who recognize their weakness. I heard a story about Muhammad Ali, the champ. He was catching a flight. When it came time to be seated and to buckle up. If you know the champ, he was still messing around. The flight attendant told him, look, you need to be seated and buckle up. He turned to her, I ain't buckling up. They went back and forth for a while. Then he said, woman, don't you know I am. I'm Superman. No seatbelt. The lady responded, champ, you're right. Superman doesn't need a seatbelt. But Superman doesn't need an airplane. So sit down and buckle up. See, told you that story to let you know that if you're not as strong as you think you need the Lord. You need the Lord on your side. C.S. Lewis, the famous author of Mere Christianity. If you've attended his school of theology, you've read that book. In that book, he quoted. He wrote the one has God and other stuff has normal. The one who has God alone. Y'all didn't get it. Let me read it again. The one God has God and other stuff has no more than the one God has God alone. You didn't get it. Let me help. Here's a word for those of us who have others. Here's a word for those of us depending on others. We got our degree. We got our family. We got our career. We got our position. We got our bank. You can have all of that stuff. You don't have Jesus. You don't have God on your side. If you went to the cross, put your faith in Jesus on the line, on the cross, God in your life, you'll find again something money can't buy you out of. There's some things that get you out of. Some things that connection pull you out of. Yeah. But let's take that record, and flip it over. Let's play the other side. See whatever you don't have. If you have God on your side, whatever you don't have. Yes, he will. God will. Take care of you. Yes, he will. The text says that God will give you strength.